The Rays outplayed the Twins and beat them in the series finale. Twins still win this series. We'll break it all down on today's Locked On Twins postcast.
You are Locked On Twins postcast, part of Locked On Sports Minnesota, your team every day.
And welcome to another edition of our Locked On Twins postcast. Today is Sunday, June 12th. I'm the host of Locked On Twins, Nash Walker, here with writer and reporter at Access Twins, Brandon Warren. Before we get started, I want to remind you that betonline.net is your number one source for all your betting stats and sports info. Find all of the latest sports developments, news, and odds, including this year's basketball championship matchup, the NHL Hockey Conference Finals, Major League Baseball, and of course, all the latest fighting news from MMA and UFC to boxing. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to learn more about the trends in action. BetOnline.net, it's where the game starts. Brandon, we've used the word sleepy. It was mostly at the beginning of the season for this Twins offense, and I think we can pull it out again today.
Yeah, I think that it seems like every series they have one kind of lull, and it's not the end of the world. It's certainly going to frustrate the legions of fans who look for anything to be upset about, but it's frustrating, and I understand that, but it's a 5-hit shutout against Jeffrey Springs, who's looked phenomenal since going into the rotation a month or so ago. Byron Buxton and Luis Arraez a combined 0 for 8. Carlos Correa really the only one who could get anything going on a 5-hit shutout, and it just wasn't their day. You hope that they show up late tomorrow night for me, normal time for you in Seattle tomorrow.
Yeah, Cole Sands started this game, Brandon, maybe his last start for a while at the big league level. They gave him a long leash, I believe over 100 pitches today, trying to save that bullpen a little bit. They go to Tyler Duffy late for a couple innings as well. What'd you think of Cole Sands? I don't think he was good. I thought he was maybe okay with the defense behind him. What was your take?
Yeah, I see a guy who needs some more time to develop, has a few things to work on at St. Paul, and it's possible before we even finish this show, he'll have been sent back. But the slider to me looks pretty interesting, and the fact that he had 15 swinging strikes, I believe, in 101 pitches is pretty solid. So I still see the parts or the potential to be a pretty good pitcher, and failing that in the rotation, another guy they can throw up against the wall in the bullpen, and not as negative as it sounds. I mean, you just throw things at the wall and see what sticks. And speaking of that, Tyler Thornburg going out there and giving them 7 outs on 26 pitches. Got to be pretty impressed with him coming in and looking pretty darn good. I hope it's not a situation where he's on the move as well. I hope they give him a longer look because, he answered the call today.
So they'll need to activate Joe Ryan before his start, presumably Tuesday. Alex Kirilloff hit another home run today. I think they're still playing in St. Paul. So we'll see if Kirilloff comes up. Do you think that it's possible Kirilloff is the move for Cole Sands?
Yeah, it's certainly possible. I also too think, and it's not that I want this to be the case because I know he's been swinging it better, but I don't know that Jose Miranda should play much first base from this point on. He had that throw home that wasn't great. And, the totality of what he's provided has been all right. It's been better of late. But to me, Kirilloff is just beating the door down. You got to give him a chance again. I know they're going to face one lefty and Marco Gonzalez in Seattle, but I don't really care about that. I want AK up here playing first base every single day. Just more of a first baseman by trade helps them kind of smooth out that infield defense. And they need the stick. I mean, they've scored some runs. They had, 6 and 9. I guess I didn't mean to make that joke, but they had some runs in the first couple games. So the offense has been kind of here and there, but you're going to have to outscore teams with how their pitching is going right now. Again, it helps that other guys are coming back, but who knows how long they're going to be able to go. So AK's got to come back for me, and I could see it being Cole Sands. I could also see it being at some point Joe Ryan too. So we'll see how it gets swapped out, but really no reason to have a starter right away unless he's starting the first game.
Max Kepler since May 24th hitting 209, 286 on base, slugging 302 for a 588 OPS. So the Twins could use the left-handed power from Kirilloff. Hopefully the wrist is fully intact.
And Archer's starting tomorrow. So yes, that's a good point. I should have thought of that.
Yep, Archer tomorrow, and then I think it'll be Ryan Tuesday and Sonny Gray Wednesday. Before we preview that series with Seattle, I want to tell you about Athletic Greens. What is this stuff? With one delicious scoop of AG1, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help you start your day right. Right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just one scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. Go to athleticgreens.com/MLB network. Go to athleticgreens.com/MLB network. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Heading out west to Seattle, it's Chris Flexen, Logan Gilbert, Marco Gonzalez lined up against the Mariners here. I think the Twins will be able to get some offense going against Flexen. Maybe it is Kirilloff up in that lineup against the right-hander. Gilbert will be tough. He was tough at Target Field, and they've gotten to Marco Gonzalez for, it seems like, multiple seasons in a row now, Brandon. So feels like 2 out of 3 of these matchups, they should be able to get some offense going.
You'd sure hope so. And it's not like they've struggled to take on and beat good pitchers recently. We've been over it, but Nestor Cortez, they did not beat Garrett Cole, but they knocked him out of the game very early. Kevin Gausman, the list goes on. And so, yeah, the need to be intimidated by Gilbert really isn't there, but respect definitely is due to the young man. He's a very good pitcher, and Flexen, Gonzalez, both more than capable big league starters. So they're going to need that boost of offense. And whether it's in the outfield, you mentioned Kepler not really swinging it that well, or at first base, depending on what Miranda does, it's going to be interesting to see. I don't see any reason not to make a move for Sands today. And again, like I said, we may hop off this and see that he's already been sent back with a TBD for who's coming back up. But it's going to be interesting to see how they address this offense being more consistent. The balance is nice, and they scored some runs at times, but it just feels like it's not quite running on all cylinders right now.
There are times when everything's clicking for this team, and then other days nothing's clicking. And maybe that's better than one side clicking, the hitting side or the pitching side, and the other not. You're kind of wasting those good performances. But we've seen it both ways. Brandon, such a slow start for Carlos Correa out of the gate, out of spring training. He's missed a bunch of time, but now in 39 games, hitting 303, 372 on base, a 143 weighted runs created plus. F4 is up to 1.2. That's tied with Polanco and Kepler for the 4th most on this team. So it feels like a matter of time before Correa is going to emerge, along with Barton Buxton, as the superstar difference maker we thought he'd be when they made that move.
For sure. And again, we talked about the first 3 hitters in the order having tremendous statistics so far this season. And actually, so I researched that for the Bally graphic that showed up on the game today, but I didn't want to tease it in case they used it. Yes, hitters 1 through 3 for the Twins have been the best in all MLB this season. And Carlos Correa, when he's been on the field, especially of late, has been front and center with that. And you look at his slash, you said 303, 372, 465 slugging. You get a shortstop with that kind of batting line, very good defense, and you've got a franchise cornerstone. And he just so happens to be hitting behind another franchise cornerstone. I really think the Twins should be putting the full court press on getting him signed. I think it was always the plan to look into it, but they just wanted to see how he liked Minnesota. They wanted to see how he fit into this clubhouse. I don't think there was ever any doubt it was going to work, but I think the intent was for this to be a 1-year deal with the plan to rip it up after that and sign him for 8 years. Maybe I'm getting too excited. Maybe I'm buying too much into the hype because the Twins have not had a contract like that outside of Joe Mauer, but I think the writing is on the wall. It didn't hurt. Well, it did hurt that Royce Lewis got hurt, but it doesn't hurt the narrative that the Twins should keep Carlos Correa, and it's got to happen, man. I think it's got to happen.
Free agency class: Trey Turner, Xander Bogaerts, Carlos Correa, lead
good one.
Shortstop, Dansby Swanson as well. I expect Dansby to stay in Atlanta, but you never know. You never know with him over there.
I like him a lot.
Yep. Then you never know with Anthopoulos in Atlanta who he's going to keep, who he's going to let go. I would love to see Correa locked up long term. Any other thoughts on this loss, Brandon, or on the 5-4 9-game stretch for the Twins?
Well, people can see I'm not wearing my White Sox hat. I probably should. I should have probably grabbed it to prove that it actually exists. But yeah, nobody's going to get excited over 5-4. But when you think about the playoffs, you can win series with that winning percentage. It's not like you have to win 4 in a row to advance in the playoffs. And so it's easy to get upset. It's easy to get annoyed, especially when the team looks as sleepy as they do at times. But sometimes there's just letdowns. Sometimes Byron Buxton's going to go 0-for-4 with a couple strikeouts, and then he'll come back tomorrow night and hit a couple bombs again. The team is playing in general very well, and I don't have much time for people who are ticked about a game like today. And Justin Morneau said it, I think in the 8th or 9th inning, he said, sometimes these just happen. The Twins have 100 games left, which I think you teased in last night's postcast. And you have to be happy with where they're at through 62 games. Much more happy than if you are a White Sox fan, for instance.
35-27 through 62. Brandon, thanks so much. We'll be back with a postcast tomorrow night, hopefully. Join us then. Like, subscribe, comment to the page.
Drink some coffee, guys.
Yes, drink some coffee. West Coast baseball. We need to see you on after the game. Brandon, thanks so much. Enjoy.